out here at Beech Creek in Sumter. Never played at this course, but should be a fun tournament. Feeling good, feeling confident going into it. It's first hole, par 5. Really confident swing, really good alignment, target. Just really committing to that, so really good drive here. Had only about 210 to the pin. I'm hitting a 5-iron here. You can see I'm trying to kind of hit a little tiny baby fade. Struck this really well. Got to my left side really well. I love that finish. Just overall, good swing. Put myself in a good position just to pitch on. This lie, uphill, pretty tight. Using a sandwich, just trying to bump it up. Rolled out a little longer than I thought, but I almost made it, committed to the chip, so nice little pitch shot. Downhill, right to left, slider, just barely missed it at the front of the cup, but if I had a tiny bit more speed, that would have easily been a good birdie, so good hole to start the day. I had about 170-ish here on this shot. I'm trying to hit a 6-iron because I know that I have plenty of room right and long to miss. Really happy about hitting this green though. This pin location, this green, was probably the most severe. I don't even know if this pin was legal, because the other kids in my group putt their ball off the green 3 times before this. So really, I'm trying to, if anything, you can see the ball just come back immediately. When I was walking up to this green, eventually I thought I can 2-putt from here, but it's crazy to have the mentality of I need to get nothing worse than bogey coming out of here and keep my ball on the green to not max out. You can see there's a tree down towards the middle of the fairway, so you can't go too far. It's kind of a waste area, so 4-iron is plenty here. Good swing though in the fairway, in a good position to hit the green. Only had a wedge in. Could have got through this one a little bit better. As you can see, I was pretty far short. This is the biggest thing that I need to work on overall with my game, is hitting greens. I can't tell you how many times I've had a wedge in and I have to scramble like this all day, and my scrambling has gotten so good because I cannot hit greens. If I could hit greens, keep the scrambling and the putting and chipping good, I would probably be breaking 80 every round for sure, 100%. So but good up and down there. This hole was a debate between 3-wood and driver, actually even 4-iron and driver, because it curves pretty far to the right, and if you go through the fairway too far, then obviously you're kind of in trouble. But this here was my kind of 3/4 choke down driver swing, which I've been practicing a lot, and it's been a really useful shot. I think I mentioned it in the last video, but this shot has been so good for me to keep the ball in play. I'm in play at about 160 here. Really good 8-iron, getting through it. On this 9 in particular, I had a swing thought with my grip that was really helping me. So hitting green regulation, even though I didn't really stick one, actually I missed the green. But really here I'm just trying to focus on 2-putt par, considering this is not a very difficult up and down at all. Obviously speed is most important. Pretty much perfect speed. Line could have been a little bit better. This is the other thing. I feel like my putting has been feeling amazing lately, and my green reading has been feeling amazing lately, and I feel like the only times I miss putts is when I don't commit to the line that I originally stood over. But good putt there nonetheless. Here over these mounds, like this hill on the left, is kind of where the fairway slopes down to, so drive started out right, but it came back drawing, so in perfect position here. I actually left my sand wedge and pretty much lost it leading up to this tournament, so I had to borrow my dad's sand wedge, and it's a lot shorter than my other one, so I was really not confident with hitting full swings with it because I had no idea what to do. This is a 100-yard shot with a gap wedge. I had to hit a lot of these. Good distance control. I'm actually really happy with how I've had to play this club recently. Good, yeah, like I said, good distance control for having hit that weird yardage. Pin high, left, pretty severe left to right putt here. but I was pretty much the last one in my group to go, so I got to see their putts and see what they did. But really good speed, just slight misjudgment on the line. Tap-in pars are so amazing. Stress-free golf is such a nice way to play. Par 3, not really any wind here or any severe like uphill or downhill. Playing pretty flat and even. There's a lot of bunkers out right, so if anything, the miss is out left, as you can see. Some wind from left to right, just barely a miss short. From this day, I easily learned that I could have taken out my gap wedge to chip a lot more, considering how much green I had to work with and how receptive the greens were. So having this for my par, from where I was on the front of the green there, that needs some work for sure. That was definitely a club choice error. Pretty tight par 4 here. There's OB right, so anything right is dead. Got through it. If you can't tell, I've been struggling with some hiking in my swing where that right hip comes up, some across the line stuff, so I've really been trying to fight hard. This shot here, the way that I executed this and the club choice preparation that went into it, if you can't tell, when I took my club back, it hit the root behind my ball, so I needed to take more club, take a shorter swing, and basically just chop right down top of the ball to avoid. I'm really glad I took those practice swings, because if I didn't, this recovery shot was amazing. Probably one of the best I've had.
It's a good shot.
Considering that lie, because the green, you can see the pin right there. I had to basically hit a low cut. I went too far, actually, just off the back of the green. If it probably sat a little bit. I wasn't expecting to get it that far or that deep. But I'm just really happy that, or how I executed that shot. Pretty decent speed here. I played it too low. And what's funny is I played it a lot, or was thinking it was a lot higher beforehand, but just that second misjudgment and then just not giving this putt enough for the line I had. But from where I was, those are the kind of holes where you cannot be mad about bogey. Hitting driver here, honestly, I could have hit 4-iron. This wasn't a great drive. It was kind of a low draw left. There's OB up the right, which is why I think I bailed out left here. But there's so much room left. As you can see where I go down my ball, it's really downhill from the tee. I only had about 90 yards here. And I tried to hit a sand wedge, and I misjudged the lie. It wasn't a great swing. It's just so frustrating to have 90 yards in, and this is what I have to do to scramble. It's like I shouldn't have even been in this situation in the first place. But finally utilizing my gap wedge. Pretty good chip considering how far downhill that slope was. I have an uphill straight putt. Just barely missing it on the left edge there for my par. Kind of frustrating, like I said, just to have 90 yards in on a par 4 and tap in for bogey because I missed the green. We'll work on that. Pretty straightaway par 5. There really only the trouble is left, and there's some OB right, but it's pretty wide open. Got this in play. That's all we're trying to do here. Trying to get something up near the green. Scold pretty much almost topped a 4-iron, so that was a great swing. Ended up working out okay. Didn't have too far in. I feel like another big thing with these tournaments has been my alignment. And I was aiming pretty far left in this tournament, which I think was the reason why that hiking and those misses outright were even more prominent, which were not very good. So I really need to work on my alignment and just work on committing to a target in line like I would on the range, and just not hold back at all. But nonetheless, pretty decent par there. Back 9 here, I think what set up this shot, or just this setup in general, there were trees hanging over pretty far on the right, and I just hit this low worm burner left. For where the hole curves, I should not have teed it up on that side of the tee box. But really all we're trying to do here is get it back out and play. I feel like I've gotten really good at taking my medicine when it comes to recovery shots, because there's no need to hit that 1% shot. Still have a long ways into this par 4, pretty long hole in general, but I'm hitting a 5-iron. I'm actually surprised it got there. It was about pin high left, but I have a lot of green to work with here. Just didn't get through this chip very well, so I have a really long 2-putt for my double, which is not a great way to start off this back 9. But again, the speed of these greens, I think really trying hard to putt a lot on them beforehand really helped me. Trusted this line, trusted my practice swing, my speed, my routine has been great. With how the thing that set up that double was the tee shot, so we take that away and it's only a bogey. It did not feel like, now I see it on camera, it did not feel like I was aiming this far left, but I aimed left of the pin to hit a draw and put myself in probably the worst position possible, which is short-sighted with uphill, no green to work with. As you can tell, I probably got scared and didn't commit to this chip shot. This was obviously a lot easier one, so I'm trying to make this. It doesn't check like I thought it would, because obviously I'm chipping uphill to a downslope. So this is for my bogey. Just barely missed it. Again, all leading back to off the tee, my alignment, my target, and the shot I hit, which put me in the worst possible position to get up and down, which led to a double. So can I get mad at those things? No, because I have to understand why they happen. Here, got my weight through a lot better on this tee shot. Knew I had some room out right to miss. That's where I aimed, and I think that's part of the factor of why I hit a good drive. So having a wedge in with a good lie is all you need. I had about 110 to this pin, and I tried to hit a knockdown fly to gap wedge, because usually I'd hit a full sand wedge, and I ended up coming very short. So again, just missing those greens from 150 yards in, but like not even coming close to hitting them. I mean, this chip was okay. The contact was fine, just the misjudgment of what kind of shot I should have hit. But took my time to read this putt. Really good putt for par. I mean, I should have par from the middle of the fairway with the wedge in, so didn't let that one get away from me. It's funny to see myself aiming left and having a ball flight that starts right and comes back left. It makes sense. I'm just dealing with some things in my swing I gotta work on. And then here, ball severely below my feet. I should not have dropped my club. Better course etiquette. But I'm in this bunker, and I tried to get a ruling or see if there's a ruling for my lie, but this was an amazing shot from how bad of a position I was in. Played it exactly like I wanted. Probably the best shot of the entire day, and I only have 4 feet for par. I would have much rather been outside of the bunker in that grass, but for getting up and down from there, that could have been a triple from that bunker. I'm not joking. Keep in mind, I've never played this course, so I feel like my course management today was pretty good. This hole severely slopes down to the left, so I just took aim pretty much at the middle of the fairway and played my draw. At first I was flirting with OB too much, but then I get down there and I have only about 50 yards. Hit this sand wedge again. This is the sand wedge I had to borrow from my dad, but I cannot use that as an excuse for this bad shot because I chunked it pretty bad. This is what I mean by having 50 yards in on a par 5, and this is my putt for par. It's just the scores aren't matching up with how I should be playing. And here, not even a bad putt, just scaring the left edge of it, tapping in. If that was originally where I put my first shot from 50 yards, great. It's about 240 through the middle of the fairway, and it's a par 5. In my mind, I'm thinking, I don't need to hit really a wood at all, so I just hit this kind of fairway finder 4-iron up the right side. And then I'm like, okay, I'll just hit that same exact club. I know what I'll do. I know I can make 2 good swings with this club. Really good layup here. Put myself in a good spot getting around that corner to have a wedge in. Had another awkward 100-yard shot with this gap wedge. I think I took too big of a swing and just slowed down. My balance was off. For that being a wedge swing, just not having control over it and not using my body to swing the club is why I'm in this position. And here's another thing where I should have waited instead of feel like I'm rushed. Should have waited for my playing partner to mark their ball, because now I have this putt, which isn't a bad putt, but it could have been a lot closer. So bogeying a par 5 from 100 yards in on your third shot gets to you. But this is why we look back at these rounds and we learn from them. Good swing, good club choice here. We pretty much had the exact yardage we needed. Just ended up being short right. This pin location was pretty bad too, but I think because of the position I was in from the tee. Really great chip. I thought it would check and stay up that hill, but it rolled down pretty far, and I'm really lucky that stayed up where it did actually. But I had 2 kids in my group pretty much have that exact same putt, and I saw both of theirs. Again, I just did not trust the line. You can see that ball coming back to my feet there. It's pretty insane. So considering the severity of the slope there and that pin location, not an awful bogey. One of these holes where it's kind of a 220 shot to be safe. I'm glad this day that I was on the left side of the fairway, because there's that tree you can see on the right there that'll get in your way if you're too far right. Had about 180 here downhill. I hit a 7-iron. I'm looking at that dry right part of the green, kind of where they're standing, and it lands all the way up there. You can see it slope down to the left, so really good shot. I'm really happy with that result. And here, a lot of people were complaining about the greens today, but for some reason I figured them out, and I felt like I putted pretty good on them. So great speed, great lag putt for my 2-putt par. Coming here to the final hole of the day. Could I have hit driver on this par 5? Yes. I don't know what this course is like, so I'm aiming up out these mounds on the right. Just trying to squeeze something out into play, because I know this is a 2-shot or 3-shot hole anyways, which is with how confident I am. I feel like I really want to build my confidence on par 5s to try to hit fairway woods off the ground to get there in 2, but that's just something I'm not feeling right now, so I'm playing the safer approach. 6-iron here. Great strike, great tempo, good position with my hands. I can feel on that swing. Aim towards that shack on the right. Chunked this wedge pretty bad. You can probably hear and see it, so I'm way short. It's just, I've repeated it again and again and again. I don't want to be chipping on for par on a par 5. But nonetheless, I have an uphill putt. Good chip with my lob wedge. It checked like it should have, and I misjudged that, but read this putt really carefully and sunk it in for par. So an 83 with 2 doubles on the back-to-back doubles. If I take those away, I hit some more greens. Easily could have broken 80 today. But we learn from these rounds, and we have fun playing them.